And then speak to this slide about how they're doing it.
Yeah, so some of it is really just that shotgun approach. It's a spray attack, and um they're just spraying out. Email is probably the highest, let's say the largest vehicle to gain access to systems. So, think of a spray attack of spam, of phishing emails. I got one today. In my mailbox like 10 minutes before I joined today. Your Apple ID password has been reset.
Yep.
Man, I didn't reset that. I should go look at that. Oh, but wait a minute. I don't use that mail. Like, I don't use my work email for my Apple ID. So is that real? No. Do I hover over it? Do I scope it out before I just click on it and be like, what is this? Yeah. Or, man, just delete it, right? Just get it out. You don't use Apple, you're an Apple ID in that mail account, just delete it. If it's important, it'll send it to you again, or reach out, right? If it's a business related email, reach out to those people and say, hey, did you send me this? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, well, let's look into that. Right? So a lot of it is spray. Reconnaissance is a great term. How many folks have posted on LinkedIn, hey, I just took a new position at company X. Man, just hold on tight. You're about to get sprayed. You're about to get spammed. And folks will, sometimes the response is, well, how do they know what my email is? How many combinations of emails can there be, right? You
Yeah.
just pick like 18 different combinations and they spray attack that, right? So that's some targeted. A lot of it's shotgun. And then you get an email, right? And you get an email that says, hey, re-authenticate to your Outlook. Oh, well, of course I need to. I'm new here. I don't want to like call IT. I don't even know who IT is. They just click on it.
Yep.
It doesn't do anything immediately, right? It's just like maybe you see like a flash or nothing happens and you just go about your day. Everything's still working. Just continue on with my day. I'm not going to tell anybody I didn't do anything wrong. Next thing you know, there's been persistence created, right? There's some stuff in the registry. There's some stuff buried in deep into your system that you don't even know exists. And it's just in there like gathering data. It's just they're gathering data, doing that discovery, and sending data back to wherever that malware that you inadvertently took on. It's just sending data back. It's just reporting back and calling home.
Yep.
And then they wait a certain period of time. We just had Memorial Day, right? Everyone was off on Monday. It's a great time if you're a threat actor because you got Saturday, Sunday. You usually got like half a day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all on Monday to do whatever stuff you want to do. Right, so they execute. They know our holidays. They know when we're off, right? Uh, July 4th is coming, like all that stuff. And then they execute. They execute. You come in after the holiday, and all your stuff's encrypted. All your stuff's encrypted. Stuff's missing. Damage, right? Damage, damage, damage.
Yeah. Or worse, they just got that foothold there, and they're going to, they're going to steady, look through all of the data.
Mm-hmm.
I did a security audit with a client, and I went through the report of findings this past week. And one of the things I do is run a checker, a file checker that checks for any personal identifiable information that's on their
Mm-hmm.
network. And they're like, oh yeah, we never save that, we delete it. And there was literally 29,000 records
I had
on their
PII in
system
it.
that had PI. Had mainly social security numbers, some driver's license, a few credit cards. Mainly social security numbers is what it was, mainly found. But it had their address, their social, their date of birth, phone numbers, had everything, including their social on it. And they thought they had nothing on their network, but that's what they're doing during that discovery, is they're
Mm-hmm.
actually mining that data, and then they're they're looking through all of like your emails. Business email compromise is another big thing where they'll look through, and you think about, wow, I can go back and look 5, 6, 10 years in my email, and there's attachments, all
Mm.
kinds of stuff that's in those attachments that's in there. So that's really, what it's about. And of course, once usually when they're finished, they extort you, and they ransom you. Basically, they'll
Yeah.
encrypt everything, and they'll say, all right, if you want me to unlock your files, pay me. And you say, that's cool, I got a good backup, I can restore quickly. They're like, well, cool, I'm going to extort you because those 29,000 records, I'm putting them out on the dark web, and I'm going to tell everybody that you lost them. And so
Hmm.
you're going to take the reputation hit. So that's really what it's about. And again, another thing that is like, it worries me to a degree is like statistically, I think Statistica, the company, put out a report, and in 2022, cybercrime cost the world like 8.4 trillion, and they're saying in 2027 it's going to be like
It's just
24.8
getting
trillion,
bigger.
$25 trillion. Um, that is just huge. I mean, that's larger than any world economy,
It's pretty big, right?
and
Like,
it's
and
growing. And so
hmm
that's why I think, products like this I want to introduce to my clients, because um, another thing that I say all the time is like, and I work a lot in people that are supposed to have their stuff compliant in the medical space. I've been doing HIPAA risk assessments for probably 15 years, ever since high tech came out. And, but it never had teeth. I don't think they've ever actually proactively went to a doctor's office and looked to see that they had it in place. I think they've done a few desk audits where basically you pass some paper around, but they've never actually come out unless there's a breach.
hmm
So, and what people don't realize is that they sign that attestation. They basically say, yeah, all these things we've done. Their hands on the Bible. They signed all these things we've done, and then that's where the trouble happens. Is then they send out in the medical space, it's a civil rights attorney that you're dealing with, because that's
Yeah, it's
a
a
manage
violation.
yeah, of civil rights, because they've lost your medical record. So the first order of business, do no harm. And I think from everybody's mindful of money right now. I don't think anybody's just up and too happy about the economy right now that I know of. Everybody's got a little pressure on them from just, even if it's just from an inflationary standpoint. So this is a great product that goes a long ways in beating the bad guys. And I will make a note just so people kind of understand, it's really just an agent. It's a piece of software that you install on a server or on a laptop or a computer. It's just a little piece of software that you don't really even know. It's got a small footprint. It's not using a lot of resources, but it is literally tracking everything that happens on that computer.